Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and already some early action here on Arid Wastes. This is a 2v2 matchup between Team Root and Team EG. iNcontroL moving out with this very early pro, and I expect him to be doing a very aggressive 10 pylon, 10 gateway push. Now it will be a little bit of luck depending on if he tries to do this gateway rush against a Terran player or against a Zerg player. He will now be moving out, and now he's heading over straight to the Zerg player, and this is probably the better option for him to go. It does allow him, he will be placing the pylon down over here instead of off in this direction. However, it may be spotted by Slush's Overlord. So yeah, Root Slush moving out with this one Overlord. I believe it's Root Slush and Root QXC. Hopefully they're not borrowing accounts, and otherwise it's gonna mess me up just a little bit, as now we have Slush moving out, and he does see the pylon over here by iNcontroL. iNcontroL needs to get some additional gateways, and now we see Slush also with that Overlord in the air, and now going for a very early spawning pool instead. So a 10 spawning pool now being placed down in order to fend off against this double gateway push. And now back over here, we do see that there is the barracks coming in from QXC. Marines have a very difficult time trying to fight off against Zerglings out in the open. And that will mean that QXC just needs to sit in his base a little bit longer, try to tech perhaps into Hellions, and get some damage onto those Zealots. We already see that it is going to be Zealots and Zerglings coming out from Machine and iNcontroL as those units are being produced. One Overlord now on the move over here, as Slush is training up a second Overlord. Production-wise, we do see 6 Zerglings now being trained up by Machine, 6 Zerglings being trained up by Slush with the addition of a Queen. So that Queen will make all the world of a difference. EG Machine needed to get this one extractor down in order to get the spawning pool, get that metabolic boost, and the metabolic boost is not going to matter nearly as much for Slush, as Slush is much closer to the action, and these Zerglings are already out, perhaps trying to peck apart at these gateways already. One Zealot will be popping out in just a moment. There it is, there is that Zealot, and that Zealot, being very smart, making sure that he cannot get flanked. And there are now going to be 8 Zerglings here. Marines now making their way out. SCV and one Marine now making its way out onto that low ground, and we should be getting a factory sometime soon as these armies are about to engage. Zealots and Zerglings now moving out. Slush being forced to retreat back over here. There is one Spine Crawler now coming in, and that Queen somehow moonwalking away, and that Slush may lose that Spine Crawler. Has to be very careful. Needs to fight back against these units here, as that one Queen should get a surround onto that one Zealot. The Zealot is now very low on hit points, as is that Queen. That Queen needs to make its way out. It is going to have a little bit of problems there. It is currently stuck, now making its way back out, perhaps trying to do a little bit of long distance fighting, and now one Spine Crawler will be able to get some damage done. But yeah, the Spine Crawler does go down. Spine Crawlers do not train up or do not have any Broodlings, so no Broodlings coming out of there. Zerglings now making their way through this mineral line, able to pick away some of those drones, but it looks like Slush does have enough Zerglings to fend off this attack. But now in comes some more Zealots once again, so iNcontroL moving out with Zealots and Zerglings even further. Back over here, we now see that QXC does have a factory up, and now is getting a barracks and also going for a reactor, so he will be able to double train Hellions up in just a moment. Marines now trying to shoot down this one Overlord, but that is not going to work out. Yeah, Marines getting caught in the open field against Zerglings, not that great, and now only Zerglings and drones to try to fend off the Zealots and the Zerglings. And now that one Spine Crawler, really the hero of this battle so far, as that one Spine Crawler in the back of the base, able to offer up a lot of protection. More Zerglings now being rallied over here. More units now being just queued up and waiting off for another push back in the main bases. We don't see anything really from iNcontroL. iNcontroL does have one assimilator, but that is it. Nothing really in his base, and if Marines or if Hellions made their way into the base of iNcontroL, iNcontroL would have a very bad day. We now see Machine back over here currently just trying to set up another hatchery, trying to go into 2-base play, trying to get a very strong economy going. We do see Zealots and Zerglings once again trying to test the waters. There are a lot of Zerglings here, and those Zerglings should be able to do a little nice swarm and a surround here. Another Spine Crawler currently being warped in, and this one Spine Crawler will get taken down, already down to 30 hit points. Down it goes. It was able to take down another Zealot, and now in come the Hellions. So the Hellions are now going to be able to get a lot of damage very easily across those Zealots. Zealots do not move all too quickly. However, Zerglings do move quickly and may be able to get us around. Drones now trying to come in, join in on this fight, and this one Hellion hiding itself over here, unable to really do anything else, as those drones left that Hellion to die, and down goes that one Hellion. Now we do have that Spine Crawler. Spine Crawler now starting to slash away, able to get some more hits off once again. One Zealot now down to, or dead now, as there are now only 2 drones left, with 1 Hellion currently sitting in this base. The Spine-Crawler being repositioned once again. I don't know if I quite agree with that location, as it's going to be easier to be swarmed. The Hellion now simply ignoring those Zerglings, and that's going to be a problem, as that Hellion is now going to quickly just find itself without a Spine-Crawler to act as a little bit of support. Hellion's now being forced to move back over here, and now we have an army force of Marines and Marauders, with some Hellions moving out. The Spine-Crawler is still in position. Drones now trying to fight back even further, but Slush is just in a world of hurt. That Spine-Crawler was taken down, and now it looks like QXC simply going to ignore his own partner now, and perhaps try to win a 2v1 battle with iNcontroL not having that much inside his own base. So now Marauders and Marines now coming out. The Marauders are going to be there to deal damage towards the buildings, but the Marauders being left behind to try to fight down some of those Zerglings. Zerglings now being forced to pull back once again. One Marine should perhaps try to engage over here, as the Hellions gonna simply run into the location here, try to get some damage onto some of those probes. There is one cannon in this location, so Marines and Marauders now trying to dish out the damage, trying to take down these pylons. Pylon quickly getting taken down here, as the Hellions and probes coming off the mineral line to fight back once again. Hellions doing a great job trying to torch even more of those probes. A lot of iNcontrol's probes will get taken down. The main base over here, now not much happening over there, as more Hellions and Marauders are continuing to fight back and forth. One Hellion will get micro down once again. A Marauder versus a Stalker, but there is a Zealot acting as support, and now iNcontrol was able to fend off that attack. iNcontrol also having a stuck Stalker here, so that's kind of cute there. So that Stalker just sitting there will be able to fend off a lot of Zerglings, as those Zerglings need to get through very, very heavy buildings in order to even get within melee range on that one Stalker. Back over here, and yeah, the hatchery was cancelled, as the Hellions are now simply going to run up the ramp. No Infernal Pre-Igniter research anywhere just quite yet, as those Zerglings trying to get more damage in, and those Hellions are doing a great job of just trying to split apart, trying to get more damage, trying to use that cooldown, that relatively long cooldown in between these two, as Marauders now coming in to deal straight damage onto those Zealots. So Marauders heading into the Protoss base, meanwhile Hellions heading into the Zerg base. Very, very nicely done. So this is going to be a very, very great split, as now we see, what, 5 Hellions perhaps trying to get some damage, going to go around the far side, get some damage onto some of those Zerglings. Zerglings now trying to swarm around once again, and now we also have Marauders over here, so the Marauders now going after those Stalkers. Stalkers quickly getting picked apart there, and now Marauders and Marines coming in over here, so both sides suffering a lot of damage. Those Hellions still being microed very, very well, as Marauders and Marines pushing onto the main base. If they can take down both of these pylons, no additional reinforcements, and that's going to be a problem for iNcontrol, as iNcontrol will be supply locked. And now, oh, there is still this one pylon back over here, that one pylon offering power to that one photon cannon, and now Marines and Marauders once again trying to push back even further. Now we see more Stalkers trying to reinforce. Hellions also coming in as well, so the Hellions going to continue to reinforce and try to push damage into the Zerg base. And oh, those cannons were down for just a split second, and now another pylon has been warped in by iNcontrol. Zerglings now getting a swarm in as well. Probes now coming in, trying to get some damage, and now all Slush can really do is essentially build more and more, or try to help micro all of these units coming in from QXC. So QXC now moving out with these Hellions. Hellions going to try to get into this base. We have some Spine Crawlers here and here, so a lot of base defense inside this base so far. So Hellions now trying to perhaps get some more kills. Drones now coming off the mineral line, but those drones are just going to get torched very easily. So many drones have fallen. That one Spine Crawler down to 74 hit points, and I believe the Zerglings will just fall to the Hellions. We now see some Stalkers coming in as well, as those Hellions perhaps going to try to get some more damage. More Spine Crawlers will be coming in, and Machine has only one drone left. So that is going to be very, very bad. Another Spine Crawler will be coming into play, or 2 more will be coming into play. Another Queen down to 36 hit points, trying to take down that one Queen. Queen looks like it will get taken down to 2 hit points. The Marauder just needs to snipe it down in order to really, really make Machine pay for his economy. Will he be able to get to that one Queen is the key question right there, and it doesn't look like it. Machine able to keep a Queen at 7 hit points. As the Hellions once again trying to reinforce. More Marines and Marauders now coming in, so it looks like Machine may be able to, actually I believe Machine will end up losing this Queen over here. Marines and Marauders now just going straight for the lair. The lair is at tier 2, is the tier 2 building, but with no drones and nothing to be mined, that is going to be a problem. Back over here, one last larva finally off of creep, getting taken down. We will see Slush with a couple Broodlings in just a moment, but that is it. And now iNcontrol is the main player for EG. Meanwhile, Root is the main player for, or sorry, QXC is the main player for Root. another expansion needs to be placed down at some point, as both sides dealing a lot of damage. And oh, one Hellion not going to be able to make it up that ramp at all. And now perhaps it will be able to split off some of these Hellions if they try to come up that ramp. So Machine is now being revealed. He has a queen, a spine crawler, and that is it. That spine crawler could uproot, put down a creep tumor, and I guess he could try to creep tumor his way across the map. That would be kind of funny. I mean, now we see some force fields coming in. Marines and Marauders now trying to get back up. Oh, a force field trapping some of those Hellions. So Hellions now getting caught in a really, really bad position there. And now with photon cannons being warped in, I do not believe that QXC will be able to walk in here very, very easily. We now see this one spawning pool will get taken down. The creep tumor is still there. It could, I guess, start to slowly spine crawler walk across the rest of the map. We now see Machine trying to move out with this one Overlord. We'll be able to see that there's nothing over here at all. And now what? Some Hellions and Marines will be trying to push their way up this ramp, but it's not going to work. 5 sentries, there's 2 photon cannons, Guardian Shield offering a lot of protection, but the main bases are starting to be mined out, and that is going to be a problem. There we go, 1 photon. The force field, I think, would have been better if it actually split apart the armies. If he let some of those Marines up onto the ramp and then put down another force field, the Stalkers and Sentries should have been able to quickly take down many of those Marines, and then and with those photon cannons, and then just make QXC pay for his army. QXC does have the much larger army at this point. About, what, 4 times the size. And now, oh, 1 quick probe trying to set up an expansion, not going to really work there. And now iNcontroL just has enough energy to drop force fields down all day long if he decides to. He does have a much stronger tech army, as you can see him, 1200 gas. But QXC has the much stronger mineral army. Back over here, we now see a command center coming in, but now we also have Dark Templars being warped in. So Dark Templars making their way into the base. How did I miss a Dark Shrine? I don't know. But wow, iNcontroL now coming in with those Dark Templars, getting a lot of damage across multiple SCVs. We do see an orbital command with plenty of energy. But I believe, QXC does not have an expansion to his name anymore. And now we see the Hellions on the move. It looks like an expansion will be set up. Yes, an expansion will be set up by iNcontroL. He should be able to move down onto this ramp in just a moment. We now see 1 Dark Templar hiding underneath there and will be able to prevent this from landing. We should be getting a scanner sweep coming in soon. No, not enough energy for a scanner sweep. There we go. There's that scanner sweep. And now taking it down. So Marines and Marauders now back in the base, needing to play a little bit more defensively. The spawning pool is now down to 1,000 or 100 hit points there, as a Hellion was trying to deal some damage towards these buildings. I think if Marines and Marauders, the Hellions are going to simply be able to torch these buildings very, very easily. More units could be warped in, but iNcontroL going to lose half of his gateways in this fight now. The Dark Templars were a very, very nice distractionary tactic coming in from iNcontroL. But he cannot rely on those Dark Templars anymore. The surprise factor is gone. Now going after that pylon. Pylon will get quickly taken down, and now Slush does not have any additional forces. You can see those broodlings now trying to walk across. There they go, simply dying. Down they go. And now, does Slush have micro control? I believe Slush should, or QXC should give Slush some micro control. Back over here, we now see Machine trying to take down some of his own spine crawlers, or not quite sure why he's taking. Oh, he's trying to take down his own spine crawlers and then move out. This is kind of unorthodox play. He's like taking down his own spine crawlers and then laying down his own creep tumors. Not much he can really do here. I believe there are still larvae, so it is possible that that Machine could still eventually build his base back, just because he has larvae here. These larvae can go back into drones, go back into hatcheries if iNcontroL decided to funnel him some minerals. We'll see if that ever happens. We do see, what, three photon cannons here, but the backdoor rocks over here covered by that brush may become a little bit of an issue. No siege tank, so QXC is going to have a very difficult time trying to break down this front door. We do see a medevac here, and the medevac may try to do an elevator drop. A straight elevator drop may work out. Oh, 1 Marine quickly doing some scouting. He's able to see that there are photon cannons there, saw that there is a decent sized army there, and he now just may decide to, clean up many of those spine crawlers. These creep tumors. Creep tumors now getting taken down very easily. There is 1 spine crawler here, and that spine crawler would be able to deal a lot of damage, just because there is also this 1 queen that has enough for 3 transfusions. That spine crawler has a lot more life than what it looks like. And now in comes QXC with that elevator drop that I was talking about earlier. More units now being warped in as well. Pylon has been taken down, and now the sentries are going to be able to deal a lot of damage. Are they going to be able to focus down that 1 medevac? No. Medevac is still in the air, simply unloading all of its cargo once again, and more creep tumors now being laid out. So I know that QXC is perhaps able to see the creep tumors and also this one spine crawler, and that is it, because EG Machine is currently being revealed. He does not have a hatchery at this point. In comes another drop though, so the drop may be coming in from the far side. Does iNcontroL see it? No, iNcontroL does not see it, and neither does Machine, so that's going to be a lot of damage. Marines with Stimpack may be able to just run into this probe line. However, he's already transferring some of his probes over to his natural expansion, and I don't know if that was on purpose or he knew that what was happening, but in comes some Marines. The Marines are trying to get some damage and not going to be able to deal all too much, taking down the medevac. And the medevac is going to get taken down. Down it goes. And now the Dark Templar should be warping in. Stalker's now warping in as well. And now all of these Marines are going to be left to die as the medevac is unable to really do anything about. And the medevac was not able to pull them out of there. We now see an expansion coming in from iNcontroL over here at the backdoor rock location at the 10 o'clock position. So this is going to be very interesting. These rocks have not yet been destroyed. We see that there is a Raven still wandering around the map. The Raven does not know about this expansion over here on the north side, as QXC is currently running off of 2 bases. He should be able to run off of 3 bases in just a moment, and it looks like Slush is helping him currently do his macro, but I didn't think you could actually help someone else macro even when you share units like that. I thought you can only share with micro. So in comes what? 4 Marauders, 1 medevac with 2 Ravens. Those Ravens have a lot of energy, so auto turrets most likely in the future. There we go. In come those auto turrets. Auto turrets now being dropped down. Zealots now trying to come in as well. So many auto turrets being laid down. A lot of Zealots now getting cleaned up. Probes are going to take a lot of damage as well. The medevac, quickly trying to pick up those units. Unable to really do anything about that as more auto turrets are being left behind. And now iNcontroL just very, very easily taking control of that situation. The Ravens, however, not going to come across the expansion over here. No, will it come across? Yes, it is going to come across the expansion. We'll see that there are 2 photon cannons there, and he has to be suspicious. I expect QXC to at some point destroy these backdoor rocks. No, not going to destroy the rocks at all. Simply just walk up this ramp here. By destroying these rocks here and then destroying these rocks, QXC will have a very, very short walking distance between these 2 locations, as QXC is now trying to take the gold mineral location here. Out moves these Marines and Marauders. iNcontroL gonna lose this expansion over here, and now iNcontroL only running off of essentially 1 base. There's 1 mineral patch with 55 minerals, but that's all that's left there. Meanwhile, in the base, the main starting location of QXC, no more minerals being left behind. And QXC is mining out of this location here. So QXC now transferring some of his SCVs over here to his what will be planetary fortress, as these units now are on the move once again. Will he try to take down these backdoor rocks? It does not look like it. Production-wise, though, we are getting the level 3 Protoss upgrades, ground upgrades with Robotics Bay, and that is going to deal a lot of damage towards this mass infantry army. I think there's a very, very smart tech to try to tech into Colossi at this stage. If he has a strong enough gas economy, he will be able to get the extended thermal lance range in addition to a Colossus very, very easily. He already has the minerals and the gas for it, so that will help him out. I do not. Oh, he does have another robotics facility coming online as well. So he's trying to get as much gas as possible. As soon as he gets about 3 to 4 Colossi, those Colossi are going to be able to rip through that infantry, as they're going to be dealing 42 damage per attack per swipe. That level 3 weapons upgrade going to become very, very critical. There's that extended thermal lance research that I was talking about earlier. The Marauders and Marines will be dropping perhaps on this backside base. QXC is looking pretty comfortable though. He has a very strong economy, 2,000 minerals at this time, and now we are going to get this drop from the backside. There is also still 1 Raven. The Raven there most likely to just make sure that there are no Dark Templars. So in this game, the only thing that I haven't seen coming in from the Protoss player is a carrier or a mothership. And robotics facility, Dark Templars, no High Templars, but the Colossi and those High Templar pretty much share the same job. And now in come the medevacs. The medevacs now coming in will be able to drop some auto turrets, and now auto turrets are going to quickly get taken down. There is a Guardian Shield and now a Force Field as well. EMP Shockwave, however, hitting many of his units over here. So iNcontroL no longer has any shields across those units. 1 Marauder is currently stuck, and this drop will be nullified completely. And I do not know why QXC is not moving now. QXC does have a much stronger army at this point. 5,000 mineral army. His food count is essentially double his opponent still. and still not much is really, QXC is just simply sitting inside his base. Level 1 weapons upgrade, level 1 armors upgrade, but with double Colossi now being trained, or 2 Colossi now being trained, he is going to hit that 4 Colossi magic number, in order enabling him to deal a lot of damage. And a lot of the Marauders and Marines are not in the right position. They're not grouped together. We see a group of Marauders here and Marines here, another group sitting down over here, and then another group sitting over here. And now QXC just being forced to clean up as many of these creep tumors as Machine has been able to put down. Another base being set up over here now, as EG Machine is just dropping creep tumors and trying to use them as sites. So this is really, really cute play by EG Machine. You can see his creep highway, how incredibly large it is and how much it's really stopping any real play. So creep highway enabling EG to keep track of multiple expansion, as now iNcontroL tries to take up this expansion, and now in come those auto turrets. Oh, Queen finally taken down. Down goes the Queen. Spinecrawler trying to finish off more of those units, and now it is true. Machine no longer has any real forces, but in comes this fight over here. I'm going to rewind as I missed this one of those critical attacks watching a bunch of Hellions. So yeah, so this is what I was talking about. QXC, because he didn't keep his army together, he does a scanner sweep, and he does a scanner sweep here, and then saw the Colossus. So 3 Colossi, you can see how much damage is being dealt. The Guardian Shield's really reducing the amount of damage those Marines and Marauders are able to do. In come those force fields, and now with those extended thermal lances able to take down the planetary fortress. QXC's army is now sitting at 3,900 with a large main force sitting over here as well. But they will be arriving to that party very, very late. And then by arriving to the party late, all of their brothers have already been taken down, especially as more Colossi now being trained. So 5 Colossi once again coming back in. Stalkers now trying to take down the planetary fortress. The Colossi should be trying to take down some of those SCVs, and it looks like the planetary fortress will go down. Down it goes. And now in comes more of those units. Once again, there is still 1 point defense drone in the air. Down it goes. Medevacs now trying to pull back. QXC is in trouble as the now army, the farther tech advantage army of iNcontroL on the move. You can see those Colossi dealing 42 damage per swipe. In comes some force fields. Not enough force fields to really do anything about. Marauders now trying to move in, trying to stim. I believe those Colossi should be able to just continue to swipe. However, the concussive shells do not work against those Marauders, but you can still take a look at this advantage. And now this Marauder Marine army simply is still getting sniped down, and now all of those Marauders will get cleaned up. And this is now evening up the fight much, much more quickly than QXC would like. Back over here, we now see 1 command center. And now Medevacs now on the move. There is 1 observer in the air as well, but there are also Ravens. The Ravens and that Viking will be able to snipe down this 1 observer. The Viking is looking for it. He has found his target. Down goes that observer, already down to 20 hit points, and there it goes. But now in comes 3 Stalkers. 4 Stalkers with another Colossus. The Stalkers do deal a lot of damage towards Ravens and Vikings. Marauders now on the move once again. Will this be enough? So both sides trying to fight the Stalkers. Oh, point defense drone in the air, intercepting many of the attacks on those Stalkers, and now the Colossus are just going to be able to finish up the rest of the ground army. There is still 1 Stalker or 2 Stalkers on the ground trying to snipe down that Viking. Viking gets taken down. And now with the 1550 mineral army versus a 2150, the tech advantage is just not all too strong. There are 3 medevacs in the air trying to offer more healing support, but without a ground army to really heal, those medevacs are just wasted minerals and resources at this time. Zealots now perhaps going to try to run into this main base over here. It looks like QXC down to his last 3 mineral patches, and now Hellions dealing some damage over here. We are going to get some Stalkers. Stalkers will be able to finish off a lot of those Hellions. Stalker is going to try to chase down those Hellions. Hellions unable to come in through that back door, or will not be able to get through that back door over here, as the Zealots and now Colossi are going to be coming in, and those Hellions do not stand a chance. And now finally iNcontroL should have a mineral, or iNcontroL should have an army advantage in just a moment. You can take a look at the economy. QXC is currently using a lot of mules over here to try to get a very, very strong economy. Once again, calling down 7 mules. If you did not know, 4 mules is essentially like having another base of operations in terms of mineral count and mineral resources. But Colossus now on the move once again. Marauders are still being masked up, and that's a problem. QXC needs to really get some more Vikings. He is double training Vikings finally, but it may be too little, too late, as there was just so many stalkers. Army-wise, 2550 versus 2300, both sides once again very, very even. Vikings and Ravens coming back in, but QXC has not been managing his army nearly as effectively as iNcontroL. Stalkers now coming back in. Raven might get taken down. Oh, another point defense drone in the air, doing a great job there. Stalkers gonna try to focus down this one Viking. The Viking should get taken down in just a second, as there's no more energy there. And point defense drones do regenerate energy twice as quickly as any other quote-unquote caster. But I believe this one Colossus down to 13 hit points, not even getting focused down by QXC. Two very, very low hit point Colossi, and Root QXC says GG. So wow, EG able to take this game here on Arid Wastes by using just very, very heavily upgraded Colossi. QXC, I think the length of the game and the amount of pressure on this game finally took its toll on him. There was so much happening all over the place, a very, very fast rush, leading this 2v2 to essentially become a 1v1. EG Machine, and I guess the MVP of Machine would be these creep tumors. Take a look at how much sight that EG Machine was able to see just off of creep tumors. These creep tumors across the map, able to essentially keep tabs on the army. These creep tumors were essentially like sensor towers, and QXC could never ever invest time and energy into trying to clean up those creep tumors. And also, very nice play by iNcontroL. iNcontroL teching up to level 3 weapons attack and secretly double training Colossi. As soon as those first 4 Colossi came out and this gold expansion went down for QXC, QXC was pretty much on the ropes. He needed to fight back. He needed to macro up a much larger army, but it never felt like he got enough momentum in order to do so. Perhaps if he had some siege tanks as well to try to hold off a Colossus with a range of 9 versus the siege tank's range of 13, without spotters, those Colossi were doing a very, very great job. And yeah, 26 kills on one Colossus. Really, really well done. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Really, this 30-minute game, 25-minute game between Root and EG here on Arid Wastes. This is game 6 in the series. I believe the series is now tied 3-3 as well. I'll need to double check. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the series is tied 3-3. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.